Hey Pokemon trainers, welcome to another edition of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. So I just came off a big old game with the Torrential Cannon. It was pretty fun, pretty cool. Got our win streak up to 2. Go ahead and check that one out if you are interested. Let's jump into a Relentless Flame. I know I said I was going to do a tournament, but I don't really feel up for it today. But if this game is really short, we can think about doing a tournament. But I do want to get into another Relentless Flame. I really like this deck. I like this deck more than I like Torrential Cannon, but Torrential Cannon is stronger. I think it's just straight up stronger, especially against this one. This one's pretty strong too, but I think the Torrential Cannon is just strictly stronger. I don't have any other way of saying it. I feel like I'm sounding annoying by just saying that it's stronger, but it just is. It's just that's what it is. You know what I mean? So let's practice with some Relentless Flame, and we get the mirror match. I just came off of a mirror match with our Torrential Cannon, and we'll do a mirror match here. Hey, mirror match. Okay, we lost, so I assume we'll be going second. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what the old opening hand looks like. We'll open with a Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is nice to open with. And Timer Ball, Howl, Kukui. Not too bad of an opening hand. Two energies. I'm liking this opening hand. Farfetch'd and Charmander. Pretty good starters here. So I feel pretty good about this. This should be a good game. It's a mirror match. We know what to expect from this one. We just need to be really careful of those agilities and hope that our agilities hit and that their agilities don't. We need to keep these coins looking just like this. Heads here, tails here. Oh, he almost got the same opening Pokemon here. But we do have the advantage because we can collect, and our opponent cannot collect this turn. So we will be throwing our Timer Ball. And I think I'm going to Howl as well. Oh, big 2 tails. Too bad. Yeah, it's devastating. Devastating. I don't know why I said it with an F. It was devastating. Oh, I like this Charmander. Everyone's been ranting and raving about this old Charmander, that he's like the king, whatever you want to call it, the king guy. Let's go ahead and Timer Ball first. Tails. We'll take it. Our opponent got tails, so that's okay. But we do have Howl. Oh, this is nice. I do want some Nidorinas. I have 1 Charizard in deck, 2 Charmeleons. That's fine. 2 Nidorinas, 1 Nidoqueen, and I think 1 on the board. Yep. And what else do we have in here? We have all our supporters, 1 Pokemon fan club, 1 more Kukui. Okay, looking good. We just need to be mindful of our Charizard here because we only have 1 Charizard. And let's go ahead and collect. All right, I could live with that. A bit of energy. We'll take it. Next turn I'll be able to get Rapidash on the board, and we'll be able to start doing some stuff with old Rapidash. And I am going to be looking for our Nidoqueen and Charmeleon and Charizard. So we got a bit of a bit to do still, but our opponent's sort of in the same spot as us, other than Cynthia. I think I'm okay with getting rid of this Nidoqueen. For a Cynthia, because I don't need any extra energy. I could Searing Blast this thing. Searing Flame. That would give us 20. That would give us 40 on here. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to collect 1 more time. But let's go ahead and Cynthia, see what we can draw. Hopefully we get our Nidorina. We got another Nidoran. Fine. Pokemon Fan Club, I can't even use it, so whatever. Do I want to do this? And just start throwing down damage? Because then that'll let me do agilities. Now let's collect this turn. I'd rather, well, agility won't even kill it. Let's do it. Let's get Rapidash up. Let's do a Searing Flame. Let's just do it. Let's just put it on. And we can just do it. And And our opponent gets burned for even more, so that puts him even closer to death. So we may have to do nothing next turn or this turn, unless we face off against our own Rapidash with agility. In that case, if my opponent does get the agility off, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I do need to get this Nidorina, or sorry, this Nidoqueen on board. So I imagine Farfetch is going to be popping out real quick here. Yep, there he goes. Rapidash. So I think maybe my play was a bit too aggressive, because it did set up my opponent to get his agility. So let's hope for Tails. There we go. Oh, more energy. Pokemon Fan Club for another Ponyta, I guess. I really want to get rid of this Farfetch'd. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get another Ponyta. I really want that Charmeleon. Put that there. Alright, let's agility this fool and hope we get a heads. Come on, heads. Heads. Oh. We're just matching our opponent. Tails for tails, man. This is, I think we're going to be behind at this point. This is not good. I think I was a bit too aggressive in that opening play trying to get that damage on that Farfetch. So we're going to be putting Farfetch back in so we can do some collects. Oh, there he is. Charmeleon, that's good. Unfortunately, though, I have to use this energy on Farfetch'd. And let's go ahead and do a collect. And we got that timer ball, so that's not too bad. Hopefully we can grab a Nidorina and a Charizard off of that. Once I get Charizard on the board, I think this will open up a little bit more. And once I get Nidoqueen on board, it'll open up a little bit more as well. Yeah. Maybe I want a timer ball for my other Rapidash. We could put 80 damage counters on, or 8 damage counters on Rapidash right now with Tool Buster, but I don't think that would be prudent. Let's see what we get from this timer ball real quick. 1. Ooh. I don't know which one's better. I feel like Nidorina's better, but I really feel like I need to be a bit more aggressive and get Charizard because I feel like I'm catching up right now. Rapidash might be might be good too. With my opponent with the tails, I think we have to. I think this is too aggressive. Because I feel like my opponent is going to answer back with his own Charizard. Let's do this. Let's leave Farfetch'd in. I don't know what I would nest ball for, but let's nest ball for a no. Ugh. Charmander, I guess. I don't know why this guy is, but it's just muted. He's like bugging me. Alright, let's put this here. Here. Let's put it on Charmeleon for now. Let's go ahead and collect again. Yeah, because we can get Charizard off of Queen's Call next turn. Okay, I have a plan. I can get Charizard off of, Charmander. Charizard, my goodness. Charizard off of Queen's Call next turn, and then we can just move up from there. Even if I lose Farfetch'd right here, I'm not going to be too broken up about it. As long as my opponent does not get the agility, we should be okay. Taking these extra draws with Farfetch'd is pretty good too, I think. Yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I think I have a plan. And once we put that Charmeleon, okay, so that Charizard I think is definitely going to be showing up here soon. So I think pulling back a little bit and not being so aggressive like I was in the early game is going to serve us well, because it's going to allow us to be reactive rather than proactive. And I think in this case being reactive is a bit better, because we're sort of on an even playing field, other than the fact that we do have our Nidoqueen on. So we should be able to start pulling ahead with this Nidoqueen here very shortly. And I may just want to grab a Rapidash off of that that first Nido, or that first Queen's Call, or even a Nidorino off that first Queen's Call. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what happens with Rapidash and the agility, or if my opponent pulls it back for a Charizard, and see where we need to go from there. Okay, my opponent is going to Cynthia. Let's see what he pulls from that. Oh, I gotta get a drink. My mouth is getting dry. Looks like the only thing we're really going to be behind on, or we're really going to get stuck on here, is energy. The thing about this deck, the other deck, the Torrential... Come on, Tails. Yes. Oh, gosh, yes. So we only need 40. Is there anything that can do 40? No. Nah, let's put this in. This is fine. Actually... Ooh. We could save, because we can do 40 with this. Yeah, I think this is better. Let's do this. Let's Queen's Call for a Rapidash. And we can just get rid of this Rapidash with this. The Searing Flame. Let's do that. Let's do it. Bang. And there we go. Bye, Rapidash. And he loses his burn. Very nicely done. Alright, let's take our first prize card. There's our other Charizard. So it's going to be nice to be able to get him back in. I think I'm going to Queen's Call for another Nidorina. And that should be okay. And then that way we can get both of our Nidoqueens on, and then we can just sort of just like call everything, right? We could just sort of call everything. And there's not much we need to do. We need to get that other Charmeleon, and we need to get our other Charizard. I could, if I get Brock's Grit, I could grab my Rapidashes back, which would be nice. Well, my one Rapidash back, and get some of this energy back. So that would be nice. Looks like my opponent's going to Copycat. Finally gets his Charizard out. And I think we're in a really good spot to respond to this Charizard. Yeah. Even if he puts him in with a continuous Blaze Ball and takes out our Rapidash, we have backups up the wah. So we should be looking pretty good. Unfortunately, we are going to lose both of our Rapidashes. But our opponent will lose his Charizard next turn. And I'm not really sure why he's planning on doing this. Taking 2 extra damage counters on the Charizard is not very prudent in order to do 280 damage on a fresh Rapidash, because that's a lot of energy to discard. So I'm not really sure why my opponent decided to do that. Because we can just kill this thing without doing our own Rowing Resolve. Because I don't want to take those 2 damage counters. So let's go ahead and grab Nidorina. We are going to be running sort of low on energy here, but that's okay. Let's get Ponyta up. I guess he wanted to go over there. And let's just continuous blaze ball this thing and get it out of our face. So by doing that, we put our opponent in a really tough spot. He is slightly ahead on prize cards, but he is very behind on his board position. I'm not really sure. I mean, I could have killed that Charizard anyways. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. That's what what's his face used to say, right? Evan Almighty. And that's the way. Oh, that wasn't Evan Almighty. Was it Evan Almighty? I can't remember. I think it was. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? He always said that. That's a lot of Pokemon going back in the old deck. But we're in a really good spot right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Really want to get that my other Rapidash. There's a Charmeleon. So it looks like my opponent's going to be rushing to get his Charizard out, but we do have, well, we're going to have 2 Nidoqueens up, so I can immediately bring this up to a Charizard. So we're going to be very much ahead of our opponent when it comes to our board position. These decks are really good for managing the old board position. So let's go ahead and Queen's Call for one of these. I don't know if I want a Queen's Call for my other Charizard, just in case. Well, my opponent doesn't have anything that can shuffle out my hand, so let's go ahead and do that. See what else we got left in here. We still have our 2 Brock's Grits, which we need, and a few, not very many Pokemon, and a lot of supporter cards. So all these supporter cards we have not drawn yet, and it would be nice if we had them, but that's okay. So I am going to continuous Blaze Ball this time. I mean, sorry, Roaring Resolve this time. I think I only need 180. Oh, I need 2 automatically. Okay, take 2. Need 2 automatically just to do the attack. So let's do that. Unfortunately, I have to do that because I don't have any more energy in my hand. Jesus. Alright, let's get rid of this thing. Okay, let's get that. There's an energy, so we did definitely need that. At some point, I want to start firing up these Nidoqueens because they're going to be able to wreck face once we get... And I think it might be prudent just to get our other Charmander up with the that, and we can respond back to this Charizard with our own Charizard. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't know if my opponent knows that I have this other Charizard in my hand. I can't remember if it was the first one that I got from the heck was it? Queen's Call. That's what it was. I don't know if this one came off Queen's Call. I think it did. So I think my opponent knows that I have another Charizard in my hand. And I can just easily come back on this one. And once again, he's putting, I think, too much energy on there. Yeah. So let's put this big boy up. Let's put this big boy up. Let's put this here. I can't really Queen's Call for anything. I could Queen's Call just to see what I have in my deck, so let's do that. So it's a Farfetch'd and a Nidoran. There we go. So it looks like my opponent saw the writing on the wall. Yeah, I think that went pretty well. I did not draw, I don't think, any supporter cards that time, but it worked out. It worked out. So the mirror match, we know we can win the mirror matches. I think my opponent got a slightly worse draw than me, or something. Or he just discarded way too many energies off of his Charizard. So thank you guys so very, very much for watching. I hope you guys had a great time watching. I had a great time playing, and I will see you guys in the next one.